Nowadays, the format of short vertical videos is used in almost every social network. But where did it all start? In this video we will learn the history of TikTok, the secrets of its popularity, talk about clip mentality and, most importantly, answer the question, is it true that TikTok steals our personal data? TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese startup launched in 2012. Its founder is Zhang Yiming, a young 38-year-old entrepreneur. The initial focus was on artificial intelligence. The first big project was a news portal that collects news based on users' interests. The concept was in high demand, and there were no serious competitors or analogs on the market. This project still exists on the international market under the names Topuse, Segua Video and News Republic. The company did not stop at one project and continued to work. Douyin hosting became the result of development. The focus was on short videos, with the ability to add music, text and visual effects. The audience warmly embraced the development, with modern Chinese celebrities registering online. A distinct format, local stars and memes. The app was used by over 600 million people, or 80% of China's internet-using population in 2014. The musical.ly app was introduced to the world. The main content of the platform was videos, but their content was popular science and they lasted up to 5 minutes. Eventually, the developers abandoned the format and changed it to short entertainment videos. The format change resulted in audience growth and by 2016, the service surpassed Vine. Meanwhile, by 2017, Douyin was duplicated into subsidiary Ticktock, planning to move into the international market. In fact, they are two parts of the same whole, with the only difference being that TikTok is an international platform and Douyin is strictly Chinese. For this reason, they run on different servers. The key difference between Douyin and TikTok is that it operates under the current PRC censorship restrictions for digital content. This separation into a Chinese and an international platform has allowed ByteDance to develop without violating the laws of its home country. The merger of the two platforms is impossible under Chinese law, as the internet is restricted in the country. Due to the similarity of the formats, TikTok decided to buy out musical.ly and merge it under a single name. The startup's total base, together with China, reached 1.2 billion people. The collaboration was harshly criticized. The decision was considered questionable, and experts predicted a decline in popularity. However, this is how we know video hosting now, and therefore the predictions did not come true. The merger of the two platforms was a key event in TikTok's history. The geography of viewers grew dramatically, despite the fact that the full integration took place only in 2018. Already in 2017, amid the beginning growth of popularity, analogs appeared. The main example of an analog was like. There are quite a few reasons for TikTok's popularity, but the main ones are considered to be its unique format, simple video presentation, and easy management. The site is regularly inhabited by modern showbiz stars, which attracts their fans. The celebrities themselves share their publications from TikTok on other social networks, and it in turn adds a watermark to each video. This makes it easier for viewers to find the source of the content. The main advantage of the site is its recommendation system, because of which tens of thousands of people from all over the planet can share their creative abilities and find like-minded people. They become popular, their creativity is shared, and the application is downloaded by new people. Creating videos does not take much effort and time for the authors. Viewers who want to become bloggers have more opportunities in TikTok than on YouTube. Security experts are also paying attention to TikTok. These experts are sounding the alarm. TikTok is the most murky social network among popular ones, which is built around data collection. No one has ever so thoroughly monitored every user. TikTok collects data and sends it to Chinese servers, and the algorithms and systems involved actively hide it. Here is a partial list of logging and user tracking technologies found in TikTok. Some of them are quite harmless and don't go beyond the usual analytics on most sites, but the rest are suspicious. First, smartphone configuration. It includes the processor model, number of cores, unique hardware identifiers, screen resolution and pixels per inch density, amount of memory occupied, amount of free memory in the storage, and so on. The second is the list of installed applications. It is collected both directly on Android and using special tools. For example, TikTok running in the background intercepts the opening of links in third-party programs using access to the clipboard. It was caught by iOS 14. Third, network data. This is the IP address. Separately, local IP. MAC address of the router. Your MAC address. The name of the Wi-Fi access point. 4th. Presence of jailbreak or root. TikTok does not react in any way to one or the other, but knows if your smartphone is jailbroken. 5th. GPS geolocation. It is read approximately once every 30 seconds. Tracking is activated once and remains active until manually deactivated in the system settings of the smartphone from the moment when the user first specified the geoposition of the post in Tik-Tok. 6th. Personal data. SMS messages, contact list, call history. The smartphone's microphone is turned on even when the user doesn't need it. In the China version of TikTok, Douyin, the data is collected more aggressively, more frequently and in greater depth, but it may not be all the data that TikTok collects, just the ones that researchers have previously identified. Beyond those, the app has so many features. Let's tell you only those that we managed to unearth in the disguised code and confirm running a proxy server on the device, ostensibly used for transcoding media files, but its actual purpose is unknown. The server has no security or authentication. It's a whole open HTTP protocol for data transfer. Because of this, researchers have repeatedly shown how easy it is to steal or tamper with TikTok users' data. If they have access to the same network as them, it was even possible to tamper with the displayed videos. Download any zip archive from the server and run executables in it. Naturally, where zip archive unpacking is supported. Traces of the code have been found in Android versions of TikTok. The target is unknown, disabling the application when personal data transmission is prohibited. If the app notices that the user has somehow blocked TikTok's connection to servers that accept personal data, for example, due to DNS filtering, it refuses to work. There are no objective reasons for this refusal, sending data to 70 different servers, 30% of which are Chinese. Collected information about user actions is constantly going to different IP addresses, among which more than 30% are Chinese. Most of them belong to Alibaba Group, the giant Chinese corporation that owns AliExpress, Taobao, Know, the world's largest payment system Alipay, and many other services. Attempts to crack TikTok are fraught with constant problems and difficulties. Experts complain that the application changes its algorithms on the fly. If it notices suspicious activity on the user's network or third-party code interacting with TikTok and the data it transmits, receives, or third-party code interacting with TikTok and the data it transmits, receives. A lot of things in TikTok are configured not in the application itself, but on the servers of its developer. ByteDance has the ability to change a significant part of the functionality of the social network client without updating it through the App Store, including user tracking algorithms. Most of the application's code remains masked to this day, because its creators constantly modify the protection and promptly respond to attempts to understand the service's algorithms. Several companies involved in checking the security of systems through hacking have already raised the issue of TikTok and came to a similar opinion. The application is unusually heavily tied to data collection. More than any other popular social network, TikTok is subject to increased scrutiny by many governments over data security and privacy issues. Here is a list of countries in which TikTok is partially or completely banned. India, completely banned. In June 2020, TikTok was banned on all devices due to concerns that the app could threaten the security and integrity of the country. TikTok has completely ceased operations in the country, at least officially. Afghanistan, completely banned. In 2022, the Taliban banned TikTok in the country to prevent the young generation from being misled. Pakistan, TikTok is restricted. TikTok has faced several bans in that country, the latest of which was passed in November 2022. The Pakistani government claims that the app contains inappropriate and obscene material. Taiwan, completely banned. In December 2022, TikTok was completely banned in Taiwan, and an investigation was launched into its alleged illegal activities on the island. USA, banned on government devices. The U.S. government has banned the use of TikTok on devices provided by the federal government due to national security concerns related to its Chinese parent company ByteDance. There are concerns that the Chinese government could use TikTok to access such devices and obtain information about U.S. users. Banned on the devices of EU officials. As a security measure, the executive branch of the European Union has banned employees from installing TikTok on their phones. Canada, banned on government devices. Canada's federal government has announced that it will soon ban the installation of TikTok on its official devices due to potential privacy and security risks. In addition, the app will be removed from Canadian government-issued cell phones. It is also worth mentioning the topic of clip thinking, which arises among smartphone users thanks to TikTok and similar applications, where one bright and cheerful content is replaced by another. Clip thinking is when holistic perception takes a backseat to emphasizing individual fragments. Why it's bad. Clip thinking prevents a person from understanding the context and essence of information. The information is simplified, so only superficial images are perceived without realizing the relationship between them. A person does not try to find the relationship because fragments and images are not memorized, but are replaced by new ones despite the negative aspects of clip thinking. It cannot be argued that people raised in the medium are stupider. In the age of information technology, it is important to be able to switch quickly and perceive what is received from several sources at once. In order not to form clip thinking in yourself, you need to read literature, discuss what you read, and form your own opinion. Subject to systematic analysis everything that evokes emotions and motivates to some actions. This is how a person learns to separate useful information from unnecessary information. We've dealt with clip thinking, but how can you protect yourself from personal data leakage in TikTok? Limit the amount of information you publish on TikTok. For example, you can choose not to link other social media accounts, such as Facebook and Instagram, to your TikTok account. Do not open TikTok links, including those received via SMS, without being in the application itself, to avoid becoming a victim of phishing attacks. Some Android users recommend using a sandbox application to isolate TikTok on the system. For example, Shelter is an open-source sandbox app that uses the Android work profile to provide an isolated space where you can install and clone apps with any app. It is recommended to use the latest version for TikTok, which implements all security patches to maximize privacy. Some users even recommend using TikTok on a separate phone with a Google account other than your primary one. Do you think ordinary people whose lives are unremarkable to the Chinese government should be afraid of identity leaks? Give us your opinion in the comments.